Hey everybody, and welcome back. Right, well, we're jumping about a bit, aren't we? Because as you can see, we've got the drive back up here. And of course you read the title. So, as I mentioned in last week's video, I've got the head back. In fact, this is last week. So we're going to put the head on and everything. And, well, basically we're just going to rebuild it all, start it up, see what happens. We are going to have a little look at the return system. As I say, I'm not expert on the drives by any means, and so I had several comments about why it was burning so much oil. A couple of people mentioned that, wow, there was a lot of oil when I drained the crankcase, but I mean, that's all there is there now. That's been stood for a week. There's nothing on the floor over there. It definitely is not wet sumping. It's not passing the new pump. So that shouldn't be a problem. But it was mentioned to me that, various reasons, a blocked strainer in the bottom. There's a little, you'll see it when I put it on, a filter at the bottom, a mesh screen. Restrictions so that it wasn't actually able to pump back. So what we're going to do before we start on the engine, while I've got the bash plate off, because as you know the bash plate forms part of the frame, is we're going to take the return line off the bottom of the engine, and I'll get the air hose from out of the paint room, because I can, I should put a pressure regulator on here, shouldn't I? So that I can turn the pressure down for when I'm doing little jobs like, blowing lines free. So we'll put that on, and we're going to blow it back into the tank and make sure there's no blockage. Then when we've got it going and we've got it running, we'll see and make sure that it is truly scavenging. In other words, it's sucking all the oil out, and then before any more oil gets in there, basically, it's going to just pump a little air, and then the level will build up and it'll pump that out. If it's not doing that, what I might do is, if the end's blocked up there, is drill the end of the tube. I can get at it. What we'll do is we'll get a piece of rubber tubing, put it over the tube, and then drill inside that. And then any metal swarf will either go into the tube or just catch, and then we'll blow through again and blow it out, so you don't have to worry about anything going into the oil tank. So let's get set up to see about blowing this through here. Can't think of anything else to say. As I say, it's only yesterday I finished the video on the Greebser, so I want to get this done today so it's ready for the trial at the weekend. Actually, I phoned Gary Fleckney this morning to order some RockShox for the Greebser, and he was in the car on his way to a trial in Scotland. And I think RockShox is it in Oxfordshire? It's down the south of England, I'm pretty sure. So it's a hell of a long way to go for a trial. Don't know, there must be something special. And of course he's maybe sort of sponsoring things there. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's get the airline out and get the camera set up so you can see, and we'll try blowing some air through that return line. Well, you can't really see anything, and hang on, there's no oil I suppose in this, but you should be able to hear it. Let me pump a bit of oil back into this, because of course it all drained out. There's some oil in the tube. I've got this set at about, I don't know, £15. That seems to be blowing through there fine. Okay. Of course, after I put the hose away and the oil line back on, I thought I should have checked the the rocker feet. So let me put some air on and put my finger over the hole. If I can get all that organised. I think I can get my finger over the hole. Oh yeah, there's coming out of there. So I'll put the valves in first. I'm not going to show you that. I've shown you that so many times. But there's our new guides. And there's the seats all nicely recut. So let me put the valves in and then we'll get to reassembling the top end of the engine. Alright, well let's see if we can get this to go together. So I've just annealed copper gasket. So that's nice and soft and will squish up. Oh, I had comments, well a couple of people, about the base gasket. There is a base gasket on there, don't worry. Divin fret henny, as those people we won't mention that live a little north of Middlesbrough would say. Well, not necessarily hinny, because that's a woman. Anyway, I've put the O-rings in here for the pushrod tunnels. There we go. That rocks because, as I said, there's two O-rings in there, so they'll squish down. Don't worry. I've noticed people tend to worry when they're watching me. I don't worry. It's not like I'm putting together an aeroplane that people are going to put their lives in my hands, is it? If it breaks, it breaks. Just cost me a bit of money. There we go. So we have the four centre ones going first with their nice thick washers. Don't forget with alloy heads, don't put flimsy washers on. Actually, finding thick washers is very often difficult. I think I found that McMaster cars sell extra thickness metric ones. Oops, wrong one. But I've very often had to make them for the BSAs. Oh, I've forgotten what the torque setting should be, so I'll have to look that up before we put all the final bolts in. Let me just Now that went tight, probably because, as I say, we're squishing down the O-ring, so it's probably out. It's starting to rust. Do you know, I don't know if I told you this. What size there? What size are they? 5/8? Yeah. But after, well, it's a while ago now, the last time I'd used my nickel plating, I completely forgot about it. I must have been doing other things, and I left everything just in the nickel salts bath, and it ruined everything. So I'm not even sure if the heater and the pump and that will work. So I guess I'll have to buy some new salts and stuff, because I should have nickel plated these. But what the hell. Now as you can see, I'm just taking, I'm not even holding this at the end. Just feel those O-rings getting crushed up. Right. What do I do next? I can't remember. We put the rocker boxes on, don't we? And then... No, we put the gasket, the rocker gaskets on, because they have holes in them to put the push rods in, to keep the push rods on the followers. So let's have a look here, see what we've got. It's raining again. I don't know whether I'll ride this trail at the weekend. I'll go, well I have to go because I have a couple of bikes to take, but I don't like riding in the rain, although I think it's supposed to be fine on Sunday. But I don't like being muddy. I'm getting old. So, as you can see with these gaskets, they've got these extra holes in. And they are to hold the push rods in place. When you're putting the rocker box on, so that they you can get the cup ends onto the rockers. Now of course with the twins it's not as easy to get these so that they don't have any pressure on them. You just take a single top dead centre on compression and you don't have any, you know, this frame is right in the way. I'm not probably going to get in your way here, but I want to be able to... Yep, that's on both of them. And they look as if they're... as if they're on the things fan, on the little cups on the end of the cam followers. Tappets, whatever you want to call them. Alright, now then. Is that the exhaust? I hate drives. I know I've said that a million times, well that's an exaggeration, but I still don't like drives. I mean the gasket holds them pretty well in position. But you've got stupid studs to get in holes. Oh, come on. Oh, that stud go in that hole. Well, it's in the hole, but it won't go through. What the hell is the matter with that? Damn it. Why wouldn't that go through that hole? God, that's tight. Oh, for God's sake! It's a little marred up, but not that much. Let me just go and file that slightly. Actually, if you're wondering why I didn't put grease on these, it's because if you do put it on and you don't get it right, you've got to take this off. If you've got grease on, it'll stick on the rockers and you'll pull them out, and it's a pain in the bum. Hang on, let me turn you off. Right, I got it on. It was just a little burr on the first thread or two. Just eased a file round and it went. So of course the question always is, did I get the push rods? But I also had forgotten that I had to drop the engine a little bit. So taking the front engine mounting bolts out, drop this down. Now hopefully they will fit in. Actually it's the back ones that are the buggers. When we get these on, we'll turn the engine over with the kickstart to make sure those valves work. And that means the push rods are on. Come on. I don't know if I've told you this, but I hate Triumphs. Oh, what can possibly be? Too many cylinders. Where am I? There. Seems a very close fit, doesn't it? Oh God. There we go. Again, I'm not really putting any pressure on these. Then there are two Allens that go in the back of the rocker box. 1/4 inch UNC. Oh, not that one, Michael. That's for the little button head 1/4 inch. And then there are those two studs that went down through the front. Now these we can tighten down because they only screw into the head. Like that one. Because these are awkward to get at as well. There's one. Should be a 7/16. Are you bored yet? You know, there isn't a 7/16. Don't tell me this is one of those stupid things that they leave. Yeah, look, Whitworth spanner's gone straight on. Trying from BSA, why the hell in the late 60s? Hang on, why haven't I got another nut there? Hang on, people. Well, I don't remember that from when I built it the first time. This side's got a UNF nut and this side's got, so who knows. As I say, you get hold of these older engines, particularly here in the States, people have done all sorts of weird things to them. Alright, let's see, we turn this engine over, will these rockers work? Well, the exhaust valve's going down. Yeah, they're both exhaust valves. The left hand side one's gone down and the right hand side one's gone down. Good, so that is on. That just needs doing. God, where is the morning going? Alright, so that is your engine bolts. Oh, there is one more thing to go on here, of course, and that is the that's the rocker feed there, which is a bolt. So we'll do that when we get the rocker lines on. So we get the little box. Right, well this is exactly the same. So I won't torture you watching me put that on. I'll bring you back. So I should have videoed me putting the inlet rocker box on because it just went straight on. Okay, so I've lifted the engine up, put the front engine mounting bolts in. Let's just check that these, I forgot to check that these were going up and down. Yep. Everything is going up and down. Good. So we'll have to check the valve clearances, but first thing I'm going to do is torque down this head. So I've got to get the book out because I can't remember what it is. So now we torque these down to 18 foot-pounds. I've already sort of run them down finger tight. God, I don't like the feel of this in that alloy. I wish they'd put some inserts in. I say, not overly impressed with these barrels. They're expensive enough. I'm not taking that anymore. Oh, God. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is just set the valve gaps, then we'll put everything else on. So I'll put the rock feed on. I'm putting a new length of tube on because the tube had been touching the exhaust and it almost burnt through. So we're going to put it over here. All right, now these are weird. There's this incredibly long bolt which is wasted there to go into the banjo, and it's got 3 copper washers on it. It's got one at the bottom because it goes down here and goes right up through a boss on the head, through the rocker box. Then of course you've got to have a copper washer under the banjo and a copper washer top of the banjo, and then there's a domed nut. Now, don't ask me how these things work because I don't know. They seem very, very weird. Just put that on so it holds. And then at the other end, where is that? Oh, there it is. There's another one similarly comes up through the front. Copper washer, banjo, copper washer, and acorn nut. These 2 acorn nuts don't match. Okay, so when we've got these on, we will put on the head steady, and then we can tighten all the engine mounting bolts up, put the carburetor on and the exhaust on. I'll have to get that with a socket, so let me get this done. Now then, head steady. This is for those of you that didn't see this getting built. Has several holes in it. One for the cable to go through, one to fit over this rocker feed, and then 2 onto there. Okay. and then it bolts up through there and down onto there. So let me just get that tightened down. Alright, we're getting close, but we nearly came to a complete standstill there. The tops of concentrics can be of two kinds. They can be threaded, in which case an adjuster goes in, or they can be not threaded, in which case there's a little top hat that goes in and it's on the end of the cable. Well, I don't know where the top hat's gone, but I've got to put it on. If you don't have the top hat, then the cable just goes through the thing. So I thought, oh God, that's great, I'm completely stumped. But I found I had one of the adjusters which does fit into the hole. The only trouble is, of course, the adjuster is taller than the top hat. So I think I've got enough cable. I think this is bottoming in the carb. I don't know whether it's bottoming. No, I think that knock is from the twist grip. No, that sounds as if it's going. Anyway, so the last thing on the engine is to put the sub plug back in, which has a filter, cone-shaped filter. It goes downwards. Alright, so we'll put that in, and then we can put the bash plate on. And then put the tank on. See if it goes. Alright. Just the bash plate. Tightened all the engine mountings up, everything's tight. Ignition's connected back up. Got the exhaust pipes to put on. Alright, let's get the exhaust pipes on and the bash plate on. Right, so it's all back together. Put you on that side because that's where the exhaust is. So we might get some smoke to start with because of course I put oil in the bores and things like that, so there's sort of extra oil around the head and stuff. Got the top off the oil cap. This always likes to be flooded to start. There we go. Now this of course might race away like mad if that cable is a bit short, that throttle cable. Somebody's bent this lever, look. Which is why I buy the more expensive, the people that make the twist grips. Oh, what do I call them? I've got some Domino. I buy the Domino because these you can straighten out, they don't snap. Alright, enough gossip. Well, that smoke was actually, the last bit was more black than anything else. Now, I thought I was going to leak there. This hose is a bit big for that rocker line. I've got it tightened up as much as I could. Okay, so it's getting right back to the rockers because it's leaking out there. It's spurting in here. Took a while to get started, but now I'm getting air bubbles and spurts. It's not just pumping out. So it's definitely returning it all right. What I need to do is take it out now and put the saddle on, take it outside and give it a good run round. Oh, there was one other thing I was going to do. Just to be, you know, belts and braces type thing. I was going to put behind the cylinders on the crankcase, there's a plug. You take it out and there's a little tool like that. Just screw in, and there's a hole drilled in the flywheels. When that drops into the hole, it's at whatever it is, 38 degrees before top dead center, fully advanced. I was going to drill that plug, put a PCV on to ventilate the crank a bit, because the Triumphs have a breather at the camshaft. It's a strange little thing with a spring and a disc, and usual Triumph, overly complicated. Alright, let me put the saddle on, let me take it out and see what happens outside. Well, it's still smoking a little bit. It's not puffing out clouds of smoke. When you really get on it, you're getting a little bit. As you ride around normally, there's nothing. But if you really get on it, like the little climb out here, I didn't take you out because it's still slightly raining a bit damp. Then you get a little bit. And to be honest, I don't know whether it's white smoke or black smoke. I'm going to pull plugs. I may be running rich. And it's leaking like mad. Well, not like mad, it's coming out of the rocker feed, because I say the hose is a bit big diameter for the piece of rigid tube that it goes onto. So I've got to get a couple of better clamps or heat it up to soften it, then clamp it up so it really clamps on it. That's what I'll do. And tomorrow, Friday, I'm going to call in the automotive place and see if they've got a nice little PCV. Let's take some pressure off that, and then that'll be it, because I can't do any more. We'll see what it's like. I'll be taking the trial on Sunday. We'll see how it runs on Sunday. I mean, there's no oil in the sump, so we can't say it was burning enough. As I say, I put a bit extra in the head, one thing and another. We might still be, because I put that new tube in so it doesn't have the little restrictor in it, we might still be feeding a bit too much oil at the head. I don't know whether that's just a hopeful reason or whether it actually would be doing something. But anyway, we'll put a PCV on that on Saturday. I'll come out for an hour. We'll make up a fitting to go in there. It's a 1/2 inch UNC, I think. Make up a little fitting to go into that. We'll breathe it out somewhere. I wonder if I could breathe it out to vent into the oil tank. Or the air. I have a vent coming out there. Who knows? Anyway, I'll think about it tomorrow, and we'll do another hour on Saturday just to finish off. Still runs like a train. I mean, this thing goes like, wouldn't believe. It's fractionally faster, so maybe the throttle's not all the way down, but there's nothing much I can do about that until I get a little top hat, and I can't get one of those before the trial, and now I'm just waffling on. So I will, oh, too many bikes in this place. I'll see you on Saturday. Good morning, it is Saturday. been out fiddling. So, what have I done? I had a sudden thought where that must be, because I thought, wait a minute, if that fell out the carb, it must be where I put the carb when I took it off. And I had a little look and I found the top hat. So that is done, and that is definitely landing. All right. I put a cable on for the clutch cable to get it back because it was flopping out here. I have softened that piece of tube for the rocker return, put 2 good clips on it. I can't move it at all, so I think that will have solved that. I hadn't actually tightened the clip up where the exhaust goes into the silencer, so I've done that. What else have I done? I think that was all that needed doing. I had a little look at the plugs. They certainly haven't got any oil on them, so that's good. It's still running a little rich. I've got it on the top needle, the top notch in the needle. Now, of course, as far as I know, they never used to. Amel don't make different size needles, with the exception probably that the concentric ones are different to the monoblock ones, different to the what was it, 370 something, the one with the separate type float ball. So I can't do anything about that, and that's that's a lot of where you are with the trials bike. I don't think it's the slide, and I don't think it's the pilot jet, because I've got a nice tick over. It's very clean off tick over, so that would suggest the slide is right. I might like to try one size smaller main jet, but I know I don't have one size smaller, so I'll have to take it out, see what size it is, and order some more, a little bit wider spread of main jets. Alright, so all those little things are done. Also, I've made a PCV fitting to go in there. They're expensive, these things. So the thread in that hole is 1/2 inch UNC 12. I think it's 12. So I got a 1/2 inch UNC bolt, short one. Fell just nice actually. A piece of 3/4 of the frame tube welded onto there. Hang on, let me bring you in closer. Alright, so as I say, it was a 1/2 inch 12 bolt, short one to be just right. Piece of 3/4 inch tube welded to it, because this PCV valve was threaded for about 1/2 inch or so. So that is and it just slipped in. It was just a very close fit in the 3/4 inch tube with 16th inch wall. So I've epoxied that in. The epoxy's just set in now, and then we'll put a hose on. So that'll screw in. I don't know if it'll make any difference. I don't think it's going to do any harm. Alright, so then, see, that's going to screw into there. It'll stick up a bit. I know my hand's in the way, but I can't get it. Well, I could go around the other side. It's going to stick up a bit, but then we're going to put a bit of tube on, and just like the Enfields have a breather on the drive side of the engine, sort of on the cylinder base. Well, no, it's not on the cylinder base, it's on the crankcase, where the crankcase comes up. It's a little disc thing, sort of pen steel disc thing. And that has a solid tube which comes down and just oils the rear chain. That's where it vents to, just onto the rear chain. So that's what I'll do. I'll put a little piece of tube on and send it down there, so that what blows out will just go on the rear chain, out of the way. Alright, so we've got to let that set. Then I can put it on. Then we can try it out again. Alright? And I'll take you outside this time, because it's a nice day. Alright, there's that in. Not sure about the routing. Things keep getting close to the silencer. Anyway, let me just tidy that up a bit, put the petrol tank on, and then we'll take it out and see what happens. Alright then, is this going to be deja vu, or have we fixed it? Well, is that disappointing or what? I guess this winter I'm going to have to take those barrels off. I might see if I can get a brand new pair of pistons and send them off to the people that do the Nickersill with the pistons. It's got to be the pistons. I don't believe that. I'm going to take it for a ride round and then I'll show you me riding it. Let's see if it blows out. Right, well, sorry, but the road is quite busy and Linda's out mowing. But quick run round, it's basically cleared out. Hold on. So I've got you pointed at the little climb here. That works the engine, and that's before, when I was doing that, when I got to the top, I was just enveloped in a cloud of bluey white smoke. So let's see. Well, it gets better with use, but as you saw that first one, it's got to be barrel and pistons and oil scraper ring. I don't know, but that's it. It'll have to wait till I'm into the winter and I find I'll have a word with Mike, who he sends his two-stroke barrels to. But
I'll let you know how we get on tomorrow at the trial, okay? So, until then, you stay safe. I'm waiting for traffic. Stay safe and enjoy yourselves.